All right, guys, have you been scrolling through your streaming services not knowing what to watch? Well, here's 5 things you should consider checking out on Netflix this weekend. The first up is Firefly Lane, and it just came out earlier this year, so it's brand new, and it is a drama series that features Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalke, and it tells this complicated and beautiful story about friendship, and you get to watch a friendship evolve over time. They kind of do the This Is Us thing where they're constantly jumping back and forth between different eras of these characters' lives and giving you just bits and pieces of information at different time. But if you want a good laugh every now and then and you want a little bit of just good storytelling, I highly recommend you check out Firefly Lane. If you still haven't heard about this next one, Bridgerton, which Nikki, shout out to her, she's the first one that told me I have to watch this show, and many to follow since for many good reasons. But Bridgerton, how I'd like to describe that if you somehow haven't seen or haven't heard of it yet, it is like very much Gossip Girl in a way, but set in a period of time longer ago. And it is very teen drama meets HBO adult subject matter. Something else I also love about this show is it is so visually stimulating and beautiful. Like there's color everywhere. All of the gowns and outfits, costumes, the whole setting is definitely something to be mesmerized by. The soundtrack is incredible. They take a lot of modern music and make it feel a little older and new still somehow at the same time, which is pretty cool. And also, you know, I could do a whole episode just talking about this, but they really hit on some race topics without ever even talking about it. By making race not a thing, essentially, it's like, you know, adding even more to the conversation. So the third show I would like to recommend is The Society. And this one has been out for a little while, and Janine, my friend Janine, actually recommended this one. She knows my taste in shows so well, and we have a lot of the same tastes. This is different than my normal go-to kind of show. It came out in 2019 and there's only 1 season still, but they're making more, and it is of the mystery genre, but it's basically like Lost meets a high school drama. And although it's created for a younger audience, I think any ages could find it enjoyable. But basically the premise of the show is, you know, these kids have to recreate society. They're put in a situation where there are no more rules and there are no more like constructs of society as they know it, and as high school kids they are having to make these life decisions. And you know, it raises up a lot of good points about like how we got to some of the issues we got to in our current culture, and makes you think twice about why you think some of these things. So 4th show on the list is Longmire, and this is an older show. It came out in 2012 and went until 2017, but it has not gotten, at least in my life, the recognition it deserves. Emery is actually the one that first brought up this show to me, and he was like, you have to watch it. He told me multiple times, and it is slow to start. It's hard to get into, but please give it a chance. So Longmire is a classic like formula of a crime cop show, right? But it's totally different and unique because it is set in like the very rural parts of Wyoming. So it just has a very realistic, raw feel. It's a sheriff's department versus like, you know, your downtown city cops. There's only a couple cops in the whole department for a county that is, you know, huge and expansive. And it has a lot of like elements to it that make it feel really realistic, whereas like some other elements I'm like, really, is someone dying here that often? But the whole storyline from start to finish has great ties throughout. Each episode is good in of its own. A few of the plots get a little weird, but it's also a great insight into Native American tribes that live in that area and kind of the life struggles that those cultures have to deal with and are faced with. It's just a very different look at the, you know, police system in a very different part of the country that we don't hear of very often. And I really enjoyed those different viewpoints and the different aspects of it. So if you like cop shows but need something a little different, or you've watched Criminal Minds too many times, I can't recommend enough that you give Longmire a shot. Again, it will take a little while to get into, but get past those first like 3 or 4 episodes and you'll be hooked. So last but not least, number 5 on the list this week, if you don't have enough time to fully commit to a new series, then here is a newer movie that you can watch, and it is called I Care a Lot. And it is a thriller drama that came out in, I believe, late 2020, early 2021, so not that long ago. And if you love Gone Girl, this movie is very much for you. It features Rosamund Pike, so the same lead actress, and it kind of, the basic plot of the story is, you know, these caregivers come in and are court ordered to take care of the elderly, but it is a total scam. It gave me a lot of anxiety in the first few stages of, like, you know, just society being able to take advantage of these very vulnerable old people, and there being very, very little next to anything they could do about it. This scam is then heightened and brought to life even further when, of course, they pick the wrong victim of this scam and scheme. Peter Dinklage is also in this movie and plays a pretty crucial role in helping escalate all of the drama. And all in all, it's kind of a funky plot and movie. I think they try to do a lot with a little, but the general basis of it I did enjoy. I thought it was a series when I was starting it, and I was like, oh wow, this is developing really quickly, only to find out it is actually a movie. So if you only have a couple hours, it is the perfect little escape for the weekend. All in all, it's not like the best movie ever, but for a little escape for the weekend, it might be just what you're looking for. So again, here are my top 5 things you should consider watching on Netflix this weekend. Number 1, Firefly Lane, a TV drama series all about friendship. Number 2, Bridgerton, classic teenage romance mixed with some not so teenage content. Number 3, The Society. Makes you think, makes you wonder, makes you question. A good old classic mystery with some teenage drama sprinkled throughout. Number 4, Longmire, a totally new twist on a cop drama that you don't want to miss. It's not going anywhere. It's been out, but don't miss it. Now's your chance to give it another shot. And last but not least, if you don't have as much time to start a whole new series, I highly recommend you watch I Care a Lot, a new movie on Netflix that is a good mystery, a good drama, a good thriller, a little bit of everything all wrapped up into one.